Well, we're going to do some power zapping here at the Synergy 7 sand channel. And actually, this isn't my idea. I was talking to Mike down there in Ecuador, and we're wondering even how you can zap the whole body with one electrifier. Now, this is experimental, but this is one of his units here. And basically, you can turn it way up past the red light because you're going on 4 points. It's using one unit on 2 ankles and 2 wrists at the same time. So here, it's on the 2 ankles, and there's 2 wires coming out of here, out of the unit itself, right? 2 wires, and they split into a Y. So the red wire, it don't matter which one you use, the red wire or the white wire, and it don't matter what color wires you use, but split them out into a Y. The red wire goes into those yellow connectors, and then they're into the other wire is split into a Y, and it goes on each wrist. So how the hell is that, man? So basically, you can turn this thing way the hell up. And the indicator light, in other words, if I take one of these wires off, the indicator light's still on until I take it off the other wrist. Then it should go off, and it goes off. Then if I put this, so in other words, it's going through a Y connection. And that should be zapping the whole body at one time. I don't know if that's the best deal in the world, but it might be. And so anyway, this is kind of a new experimental power zapping for the Beck protocol. It involves 2 wires, and actually I'll show you how the wires are. I'll just lay them out here on the rug so you can see how they are. It's just 2 Y connections. In other words, you have 2 wires coming out of this unit that basically either go wrist to wrist or the same wrist or ankle to ankle. Well, there's 2 Y connections, and I'll show you what that is just to make it more clear. But it sounds like a cool idea because you're going from the ankles to the wrist. You're getting the whole body at once with this Beck design current. I don't know if that makes it more effective, but hey, I don't know. See if I get more energy or something. Who knows? Okay, so to make it more clear, you got your blood microbe electrifier unit, the Beck design protocol. And by the way, you could set this on 40 hertz. You know, if you want to use meds, you can use meds with the Beck protocol if you have this type of unit, sold only by Bioelectric. And so basically I made this. You know, that's why it looks like this. Bioelectric didn't make this. I made it, Synergy 7. But it's got good solid solder connections. I used 100-mile-an-hour racer's tape, you know, redneck tape, whatever you want to call it. And I put more tape on here in case you don't break this at the end, you know, where it plugs in. It's just an ordinary stereo type jack, right? So 2 wires, then it splits into a Y. And it has your 2 alligator clips. Those go on your wrists, and then the other wire splits into 2 wires, goes into the Y again, and those go on the ankles. Then on the wrist, you have these little stainless steel strips, and same, you know, on each wrist and also on each ankle, you have these stainless steel strips that you clip the alligator clips to, and it's there's a piece of cotton cloth that's around it with tap water, so it conducts electricity. So basically what happens here is you're getting the whole body at once. You know, the standard Beck way, because he made it so easy for people, probably, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is more powerful or what. It's an experimental type thing. But basically you're going both wrists with those 2 connections, right, to both ankles with those 2 yellow connections. All right, so 2 wrists, and then going to 2 ankles. So it's going from one side of the body to the other side of the body and getting all the extremities, and should be zapping the entire blood supply and everything at one time. Theoretically. So this is something experimental, but hey, you know, if this, I don't know, you know, it's like I'm putting this out here because, I don't know, maybe people want to experiment with this, and if they get good results, yeah, tell me. You know, I'm just a regular person using common sense. And Mike came up with this idea. I decided to test it. Now, I don't know if I can, test it and say, hey, it works in such a way that I could say it does this or does that. But theoretically, it sounds good. So it's an experimental method of extreme Beck zapping. So let me put it to that way.